Check, check, check. 1, 2. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to DAE Create and Hang. We are hanging, we're creating, it's gonna be a day. I'm Emily, I'm the marketing director at the DAE, the Digital Arts Experience, and today we are going to create a laser shooting game. It's gonna be epic. So, right off the bat, I know that I'm going to go to scratch.mit.edu because we're working in Scratch today. For those who don't know, Scratch is an awesome, awesome programming language, specifically with kids in mind, to make programming super duper fun and easy and exciting. And so, I love Star Wars. I literally just finished the last one, and my mind was blown, of course. And I most definitely have my timelines wrong, but I took my favorite character, Rey, and I took the Death Star, and I put them together because those are like the most memorable things for me. So right off the bat, I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna get like a space background. I'm gonna go to the lower right corner. You can sort of see it's under my overlay here, but I go and I click the little picture and I'm gonna get a background. I want it to be outer space. So I'm just gonna pick the stars background, right? That's just gonna give me a nice thing. I'm gonna delete the cat by clicking the trash can icon on his upper right corner in this sprite box. And then I'm gonna bring in my character. So instead of choosing a sprite, I'm actually gonna go to that little upward arrow, which is the universal symbol for upload. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go where I saved everything, and I'm gonna get, so I have 3 things. First of all, I need the Death Star, which, okay, well, we're gonna have to make that a little, let me just load my characters and then we'll figure them out. I've got Rey. Yay, she actually came out without the background, which is nice. And I've got my blue laser, which now I have to go erase the background for. So, let me rename this. It's gonna be the Death Star. Now, the point of this game is to destroy the Death Star in time, right? Because everything is like, you have to do it in time. So let's make Rey. And this one's gonna be fun because we can make our own sound effects too. Like, I like to make the laser my own sound effect. I like to be like, pew, pew. It's gonna be fun. Blue laser. So, in my sprites costumes, I'm gonna make that like 25. Let's try 20. It just needs to be small enough. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into my sprite's costume on the upper left corner where it says costumes. So one thing to always note is that you see where my mouse is right here? Everything to the left of my mouse is actually living inside of whatever I'm clicked on. So if I'm clicked on the stage, I can control the backdrops, the sounds of the stage. The stage can actually have some code as well, although it does not have motion blocks. And then if I'm clicked on the Death Star, it's everything to this left, its costumes, sounds, etc. Are going to be for the thing that I'm clicked on. So it's just really good to know that that's like a really simple layout. I'm gonna go over here and I'm just gonna start erasing. I'm gonna make my eraser like giant. Because I mean, there might be a way I could click like some other stuff and get rid of it, but I think what I really am just gonna do is I'm just gonna erase it because that's gonna be like my most efficient. It's not gonna be pretty. None of this is gonna be perfect, but we'll at least get the big chunks out of the way here. kind of hard to see, but the Death Star, yeah. We've all watched it. We know that the Death Star's not gonna make it anyway, so... Alright, well, it's not pretty, but there it is. There's Rey, and then I'm gonna take my laser, and I'm just gonna erase the backdrop. This is more for, like, aesthetic purposes than anything else. Oh, also, whatever is, like, on the outermost edge of whatever you're doing is going to, like, it's gonna sense for that, so you want to make sure that you at least just get all of this stuff, and, like, if you have something that's, like, out here, you make sure you erase it, otherwise it's gonna make your code funny. And nothing worse than funny code, you know what I'm saying? So, grab this. Make it a little smaller, and we'll put it right there in the middle. There we go, right there in the middle. Boom, bing bang bada boom. Okay, so I'm gonna be, the player's gonna be Rey. And we're gonna need to make her small, because she can't be as big as the Death Star. We're also gonna make this a little smaller. And she's gotta shoot this laser. Alright. So. Oh, I really did just a terrible job on the Death Star. Well, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. Maybe we'll give it like a little, let's just give it a little outer glow, just to, you know, just to have some fun with it. And by the way, I am just the worst at mouse drawing. I'm so bad. I don't have very much practice, to tell you the truth, but that looks a little better, right? I think that looks better. It just gives it like a little... It's not very circular, but it doesn't need to be perfect, okay? It just needs to exist. And actually, that reminds me, I kind of want to give this... Sometimes I just spend so much time, like, on the characters and stuff themselves, because honestly, I like really enjoy like the artistic component of Scratch almost as much as I enjoy the programming component. So there we go. We've got a nice outlined laser. So what Rey's gonna do is she's going to shoot the laser at the Death Star, and then we're gonna program it so that when it hits it at certain times in a certain amount of time, that some things happen. That's gonna be exciting. So what I'm doing here is I'm just angling this because I want it to come from her, which means she it needs to sort of come from her lightsaber is my thinking, and so it's always gonna, this is gonna be like its default position. So first thing that we have to do is on the flag click. I've got all my characters squared away. I want everyone to like go to their starting positions, right? So that's what's gonna happen. And the way that we do that is we go to events, on flag click, we're gonna say go to, and I've already positioned the sprite so these numbers automatically fill in, which is such a nice feature of Scratch. I think is like, you know, it's very intuitive, which is kind of cool, and it's a big time saver as well. The blue laser is going to hide. All right, everyone else is gonna show. So I always just kind of program this stuff right off the bat because I just know that I need to. And it's just easier for me to do it like right at the beginning. So I'm gonna hide the blue laser, and the blue laser is gonna go to Ray. So we're gonna say go to Ray. And I definitely spelled her name wrong, didn't I? Okay. So there it is. So what's gonna happen now is I need Ray to be programmed with WASD. So what I'm gonna do, it's gonna be WASD and then the space key with your thumb. So it's like you're controlling Ray with these 3 fingers, and then you're gonna press with your thumb to shoot the laser. So this is a pretty simple thing. So for those who don't know, this square in Scratch, this game backdrop is a grid, and there are points on the grid, and the grid, like any other grid, has an X and a Y axis. So we're gonna grab a forever loop. We're gonna grab some ifs. We're basically gonna say if a key is pressed, go this way on the X or the Y axis. We're gonna say move along this axis, excuse me. So if I'm going up, so we're gonna say if the up arrow key is pressed, and you can just change the arrow by this little tiny little downward arrow. It gives you a menu of options to choose from. Actually, you know what? I'll just save myself a little bit of time here. We're gonna go change Y by 10. I'm going to right click on the if and just duplicate that whole thing. Down. And if we want to go down on this axis, we're just going to make it a negative number. And then I'm going to make 2 more of these, and it's going to be right and left. But it's not going to be the y-axis. What axis do you think it's going to be? Anybody out there? I knew you'd know it. Change X. So going right is positive, going left is moving in a negative direction. So now I have all my arrow keys pressed. Oops. And you know what I did? I goofed. Because I decided to do WASD. So we gotta do that. W is up. A is left. S is down. Right? And D is right. There we go. All right, so all right, good. I've got raised position. Now I'm gonna work on the fun part, which is the laser shooting from Ray's lightsaber. And I know lightsabers don't shoot lasers, but let's just say she's got like a little blaster or something, you know, in her left hand. Oh, and cheers, everyone. Got that Monday morning coffee going on. It's very exciting. Getting the old creative juices flowing here, aren't we now? So, what I'm gonna do, I have to think through the sequence of what the laser is going through, or what commands it's going to respond to. So, basically, the laser, whenever possible, is going to go back to Ray and hide. That way it's always there, ready to be blasted. So, on the space key, which is basically essentially the trigger, we're gonna do a bunch of things. Number one, we have to show the laser. We have to point it in the direction of the Death Star. We have to make it travel until it hits the Death Star or the edge. And then if it does touch the Death Star, we're gonna get a point. If it doesn't, it's just, it touches the edge and then it just disappears. So let's get to it. So I'm gonna make a separate flag just for my own peace of mind, and I can actually comment out that like this is the laser sequence. So let's do that. Laser sequence. Alright, so now anyone that I'm working on this game with can know where I programmed the laser. So, I'm gonna need a loop. I know it's gonna repeat until the end of the game. So, we're gonna say that on, if the space key is pressed. So if the space key is pressed, I'm going to show. I'm going to point in the direction of the Death Star. So point towards the Death Star. Show. And then I'm going to do a repeat until. So I'm going to travel until I either hit the Death Star or the edge. And I can, remember, I can like nest these things inside of each other till the cows come home. So remember, don't put it underneath the if, put it inside the if. Repeat until, I'm gonna need an OR operator. Operators are green. I just love the colors in Scratch. It's so nice to look at. It's so puzzly. So I'm going to repeat until I'm either touching the edge or, no, my music has suddenly gotten super loud. Sorry. Well, that's it. Either touching the edge or, I can actually make this come down a little bit so you can hear me better. Whoa, sorry. Touching the edge or the Death Star. Then it's going to hide. Oh, but first, sorry, it's going to move 10 steps. And the faster, the higher you make that number, the faster that your laser's gonna move towards the Death Star. So, and then once it either hits one of those things, it's going to hide. So we want to make sure it's inside the if, underneath the repeat. So let's give it a whirl. Hey! Alright, so what I didn't account for here is that I need to make this horizontal in order to have it look like it's going in the proper direction. So that will be like, that will make it better, I believe. There it is.
Ready, Tracy? I sure am ready. Are you ready? Let's get going.
Alright, so now we have to figure out what's wrong with this. It's got to go back to Ray. That's what I didn't put. Hide and go back to Ray. There it is. Alright. Pew. 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 Let's say the Death Star's down here. Pew. Awesome. Sweet. Cool. So, alright. so now we need to make the Death Star move, and this is going to be a really easy piece of code. Basically, it's just going to bounce off the edge forever. So it's going to point in a random direction. Point in direction. I guess I'm gonna have to use... I thought there was a point in random direction, but I guess we're gonna pick 0 to 360. Because that will account for everything. Then, I'm gonna make sure that its motion is set to... its rotation style. And it's not gonna rotate. It's gonna stay upright. So, okay, point in direction, and then it's just gonna move. Whatever, 10 steps. Let's see how that works. Whoa. It's so glitchy. You know, it's like a happy accident. Alright. So I think what I did here is I need to not do that. And then I need to say if on edge bounce. Alright, let's see if that works better. There it is. Hey. Oh, there's a glitch in my code. So the laser has to go from Ray wherever she is. I am not good with my left hand. I should have made it the arrow keys. That's alright. Alright, so we need to account for the Death Star actually getting hit. So this is a pretty easy piece of code too. You know, the thing about coding is just breaking down the problems. You know, you're like, what do I want to do? And what kind of, like, commands do I have to accomplish that? So I'm just going to say, forever, wait until touching, the blue laser. I gotta real quick go to variables because I actually need a variable to measure the points. Star points. Let's call it damage. We're going to... So, at the very beginning, we're setting the damage to 0. And then we're going to change the damage by 1. So let's see.
Well, you
There
did
it
it.
is.
Congratulations. You're
Oops.
on your way to looking and feeling fit, firm, and better than ever. Take care and don't quit.
Okay, cool. It works. So we're gonna have damage, and then we're gonna have raise life force. Oh. So we're gonna have raise life force and damage to the Death Star. So raise life force. Okay, wait. Let me back up. So setting the damage to 0 and changing the damage by 1. Okay, so that's that. Now Ray, we're gonna say we're setting her life force. Let's call it to 5. And doing that when the flag's clicked. If actually we'll say wait until. I'm gonna wait until she's touching the Death Star. And that's gonna take her life force away by 1. So change by, you can just make a negative number. So if she runs into it, whoops. Right, so it sat on her for a little bit. Let's make it push her back to like a random position. Let's say go to random position. Okay, so now I can only Alright, so let's say her life force is equal to 0 because she lost all her lives. Excuse me, big stretch. We're gonna make a quick game over screen. Right? And then we'll make, I'm just gonna keep choosing stuff from the backdrop here. We'll make like a you win screen. So let's say let's say she loses all her lives. We're going to use a wait until block. We're going to say wait until her lives equal 0. Actually, you know what? I'm already sensing a glitch. Let's say her lives are less than 1 in case it, like, accidentally dips below 0. And then we're gonna say her life force is less than 1. Change of backdrop to... Whoops. I think you win is the galaxy, but let me... That's why we name our backdrops, people. Game over. You win. So, you win and stop all. Stop all is like hitting the stop sign. It just kills all any programming that's going on. I'm gonna take this and drag it into the Death Star because it's not gonna be life force. It's going to be, let's say the damage is greater than 10. Actually, let's give it 25. Yeah. Let's make it so at least we can test it. So damage is greater than 10. If so, and she still has her lives, whoops, that's gonna be you win, and hers is gonna be game over if she loses all her lives. Alright, also, if the backdrop switches to, when the backdrop switches to, we want everybody to hide. So, backdrop switches to game over, hide. And this is why, right at the beginning, I programmed show. Hide, hide, and duplicate. You win. We're also gonna hide. Alright. Moment of truth. Oh, whoops. Already, I need to switch the backdrop to... And I'm just gonna kind of throw this under... Actually, try to keep things organized as best as possible. Switch the backdrop to stars. And here we go. Oh, one other thing we're gonna... There's a lot of showing and hiding. But that's okay, we don't need to do that right now. So, moment of truth. Uh-oh. I stink at this. I stink at my own game. Oh, man. So close. I gotta reprogram this. I can't do WASD. We gotta go up, down, left, right. Whoops. You know, I thought I could, but my left hand just doesn't respond. Obviously, I'm right-handed. So there's that. So I guess, you know what, it does make more sense because then I can use both. I can use my right hand to do the arrows, and because I don't have to like use a mouse with this, which is why WASD will come in handy sometimes. I keep missing. Ah! Come on, we gotta get the damage. Come on. Come on. I won! And for the one more thing that's going to make it awesome, well, there'll be two more things. Adding some really awesome music, number one. But number two, making my own sound effect for the laser, which I could do real quick. Let's see. Sounds. Add a sound. No, I'm going to make a custom sound. Pew! All right. Pew! Pew! little soft.
Pew, 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 pew.
So I'm gonna play the sound pew as the play sound pew until done. Here it is. All right, moment of truth.
Pew, 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 pew,
Ow, I lost.
pew, pew.
Oh, I'm doing it wrong. I programmed it wrong. I'm gonna need a separate, like, on space key for this. Yeah, there we go.
Pew, 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 pew,
This is so silly.
pew, pew.
I win! Alright, so that is our Star Wars laser shooter game. It's pretty fun. Really super simple though. Like, the moral of the story is you don't need a whole lot to make a game really just like fun and silly and exciting. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. So once again, my name's Emily. I am from the Digital Arts Experience. We have all sorts of amazing classes, including classes in Scratch, as well as other programming languages like Python and Java, all that stuff with processing, animation, 3D modeling, all that really, really cool stuff. You can definitely check out our website, thedae.com. Got virtual classes going on, private lessons, game hangouts, Minecraft, Roblox, you name it. We like to have some fun, and we like to have it together and online. So definitely check out our website, thedae.com. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave us a comment, tell me who your favorite Star Wars characters are, and if you've built any game that's like a similar sort of shooter style game with points. And we'll see you in the next Create and Hang. Hope you have an excellent day, and take it easy.